Now regarding the autopsy incisions, now we are going into the body. There are primary or the basic autopsy incisions. Basic autopsy incisions are which are first being made to open the cavities. Primary mean first, and they are then secondary, which are followed by the primary, entering into the cavities. The primary incision basically, the first is for the skull. It is from one mastoid process across the vertex to other mastoid. From one mastoid process across the vertex to other mastoid process. This is the primary incision for the skull, and it is scalp deep, and you are cutting full thickness of the scalp. Then for the neck, it's a V shape, extension from the mastoid joining in the middle above the manubrium. It's a V shape incision for the neck. Then incision for the chest and abdomen, it varies. Either it is I-shaped, starting from the chin going straight down to the pubis, avoiding umbilicus, or it should be Y-shaped, starting from the manubrium, joining in the starting from the mastoid, joining in the manubrium, then going down. So it is the continuity of the scalp incision down and opening the neck and the abdomen in the one incision. Or it is a modified Y, that neck is opened separately in V shape, and Y is from U or Y from tip of the acromion joining in the xiphisternum below the nipples, joining in the xiphisternum, then going deep in the middle. So depending upon the case, we can modify various incisions. If it is asphyxia predominant, then we like to have the V-shape incision, not the I-shape. V-shape incision for opening the neck, and if there is no pathology in the neck, we can start with the modified Y or U shape, starting from the acromion, joining in the xiphisternum, then going down to the pubic symphysis. Now, studying in detail this incision for the skull, as it is from one mastoid process across the vertex to the other mastoid process, and it is scalp deep or bone deep. In one cut, the full thickness of the scalp is cut. Then incision for the chest and abdomen, it is either I-shape, straight incision from the chin going down to the pubic symphysis, or it is Y-shaped, starting from the both mastoid process, joining in the manubrium, then going down in the midline, or modified Y, starting from the shoulders, tip of the acromion, joining in the xiphisternum, and going down in the midline. Then the secondary incisions, they are basically when you are opening now the cavities. First they are skin and muscle deep, then cutting the bones and entering into the cavities. For skull, you cut the calvaria and enter into the cranial cavity, and for thorax, you cut the sternal plate and remove it and enter into the thorax. And then the tertiary incision, when you open the serous layer, the pleura, the peritoneum, the meninges, to open the viscera. Then the quaternary incisions, they are on the viscera directly, cutting the heart, cutting the liver, cutting the lungs to enter into the contents or into the substance of that particular viscera. Then for the limbs, it is usually circular or circumferential. Then you deglove upward and downward, skin deep, and you can find the injuries. If It is not a routine if it is required. Now opening the skull, as I've told you, it starts from one mastoid across the vertex to the other mastoid, and both the flaps, they are reflected forward and backward, and the calvaria is exposed. This is the incision being made, and both the flaps, they are moving forward and backward. And this is the calvaria is exposed, and then the temporalis muscle, this is with blunt dissection. It is not cut with blunt dissection, you remove it, because below that there is very thin calvaria and it will be broken. Now with the help of saw, electric or manual, you cut circumferentially the skull cap, and the outer table is cut, then the inner table with the chisel. This is the hand saw, and this is the circular cut. Only the outer table is cut, then the inner table is chiseled out. So you remove the cap, skull cap, and meninges are exposed, and then you remove the meninges and brain matter will be there, and the base of the skull, then it is visualized. The optic chiasm and the base of the skull, it is visible. Then for this neck, you extend the neck by placing a wooden block under the chest. Now the neck will be extended, and now you can apply the incision, either the V shape or the Y shape or the I shape, whatever you are under requirement. This is the I shape incision being made starting from the chin, going down, and you can see the bloodless field, and a detailed examination, layer by layer dissection you will carry out, and you will examine each layer. Now for the opening of the chest and abdomen, it is either the extension of the neck incisions, or it is straight from chin to the pubes like this, or it can be a modified V or Y shaped incision starting from the acromion, joining in the xiphisternum and then going to the umbilicus. I have time again mentioned avoid umbilicus. Avoid umbilicus. Why? It's difficult to cut first, then difficult to stitch. For cosmetics reason, it will disfigure the, and most important, some hidden injury may be there. So it's a fibromuscular structure. It's difficult to cut, difficult to stitch, and will cause disfigurement. And most important, there will be some concealed injury. Another precaution is that if you find any injury in the pathway of the incision, you should avoid that. You should avoid that. You should not extend that injury. You should not cut that injury, and you should avoid that. If you like my video, please subscribe to my channel and press the bell button to receive all the notifications. And my channel name is Dr. Javed Iqbal Kokar, Lectures on Forensic Medicine.